Hey YouTube, this is Amy. I just have a quick little project share. I finally figured out a way to do tutorials by setting up my camera in front of my craft space. So you'll have to excuse the mess. This craft sheet, which is actually a placemat, has been through a lot. I recently bought a heat gun and it's totally warped this plastic, but it's okay. I have several of these placemats and I knew that they were going to get pretty well used. So what I want to share with you today, this is a finished butterfly made out of upcycled cardboard. This was some packaging from Ranger. So I cut out a large shape and then folded it in half and traced out a butterfly pattern on one end and folded it over, cut through it so that both sides would look completely equal. And I'll talk a little bit about the materials that I used here. I first layered this with a layer of gesso, and in just a second I'll be showing you what the gesso looks like when you use a heat tool real close to the surface. I also wanted to mention that this color is a light body acrylic paint. It's by Lumiere, or Lumiere by Jacquard actually. And the color is 557 Halo Violet Gold. The really cool thing about this product, I don't know if you can see it real well with the lighting in here, but the dominant color is the purple. But as you can see, there's some gold shimmer in there, which also shows up at the tips of the butterfly where I applied that paint. So here's a finished one, and here are two that I started. What I did was I took some Liquitex Basic acrylic gesso, and this is in white, and I gave a couple of good blops of gesso right in the middle, used a small paintbrush, and started to work the gesso around the surface and created these circular patterns and some sort of, I don't know, Zentangle inspired patterns in the middle. This one I allowed actually to air dry because I just wanted to keep this rolly effect. This butterfly is similar to the finished one that I showed you in that I put the gesso on, used the same swirling technique, but then applied my heating tool very close to the surface. And you might want to experiment as far as what particular kind of heat tool you have. I always like to start up, 4 or 5 inches above the surface, and that way, if it's embossing, if there's glitter or anything that can be blown off the surface, it's not going to be blown off from that far away, and then I can having trouble talking. I can slowly bring the heat tools to the surface to see how the material is going to react. So on this one, like I said, you're getting a similar effect to the other butterfly where you have a moon crater look. So my next step was to use a homemade glimmer mist. This is made out of Reeves watercolors. I used a green color obviously, and then I added the pearlizing medium by Americana, which gave it its shimmer. And I really like this mint color that it came out. I like that it's bold and it also has glimmer. I'm going to go with a little different color palette for this butterfly. I'm going to use some more of the Lumiere paints. So the ones I'm going to be using are Halo Pink Gold, Sunset Gold, and pearlescent magenta. And I think since these are all sort of, I don't know, I think of them as Arizona colors because I live in Arizona. You could also think of them as sort of sunset colors. I think they'll work really well together. So I'm just going to give these a good shake. It's good to shake these up so that the shimmer inside distributes evenly. So again, not at all an exact science here, just starting to get some paint onto the surface. And I'm just going to use that same old brush that has the gesso on it and start working it into the middle of the butterfly. And the cool thing with these Lumieres, they do sell them in larger size containers. I thought it'd be a great way to try out some of the colors to know which larger sizes I wanted to buy by buying one of their 9 packs. And you can find them on Amazon. That's where I got this set. As you can see, I'm doing a little heart pattern here. For around $11 or $12, you get 9 of these little tubes. And I gotta tell you, I've been using these a lot. I got them right around the holidays. And a little goes a long way, so even in this teeny bottle, you can get a lot of use out of it. So I'm just going to fill in some areas that didn't get covered and that still have the white gesso peeking through. And I applied the paint a little more liberally to this butterfly than I did to the finished one that I showed you. So I'm getting a lot darker tones, and that gold shimmer is coming through a lot better. So next, I'm going to take some of the sunset gold, and I'm going to do a little layer over here. Now these do dry fairly fast, but I found that they give you a little more working time than the average acrylic paint, like the ones that I normally buy. You know, Folk Art by Plaid, Americana, Craft Smart from Michael, you know, just real basic acrylics because they totally suit my needs. I don't have large acrylic projects that I'm working on that need to look, you know, with these super lovely acrylics that are more expensive and I've been told work better, you know, like by Golden and by Liquitex. I feel pretty satisfied with using the less expensive brands. They just work. They're easy to replace because you can find them at just about any crafts big box store, online, and I haven't found name brand acrylics at the Dollar Tree, but I do get acrylic paints there sometimes. For $1 you can get a strip of little pots, and I could tell a quality difference in those particular, the Dollar Tree acrylics. They seem to dry out in the bottle a lot more quickly, and I can just sort of tell when I'm working with those paints that there's not as strong of an effect. The paint just doesn't look as rich or full as some of the other brands, but they're still very functional paints, and you can get a lot of cool ideas and projects going with just the Dollar Tree ones. And what I like about the strips of Dollar Tree acrylic paints is, you usually get like 6 or 8 or 10 colors, so it gives you plenty different options to choose from. So last on this butterfly, I'm applying the pearlescent magenta. And that really gives it a nice bright pop of color right here at the ends of the wings. And see that the surface of the butterfly is retaining, yes, it's a lot of the shapes that the gesso made, and it kind of reminds me of a relief map, where the mountains come up off the page. Definitely gives it more character. I think very appropriate for a mixed media project, because mixed media projects is not just about using different media, but using different textures and being able to see a whole lot of different textures mixed in with each other is a really neat effect. Okay, so I've got kind of finishing this off and getting really good coverage on the entire butterfly. I'm just going to let that sit for a bit. It will take some time to dry, and I may zap it with the heat tool. Not sure yet. So I'm going to set that one aside. And now you see the butterfly that does not have as many craters and bubbles as the gesso or the heat tool applied gesso. Just has the swirls, but I think the swirls will come out really nicely too. In this case, I'm going to use another glimmer mist that I created, and it's a turquoise color, and what I used to get this color is a combination of a little bit of green that I got from this bottle, which is mostly watercolor based, and then I took my Twinkling H2O, which I just got a set of these. These are also wonderful products and have lots and lots of glimmer. So if you're a glimmer girl, Twinkling H2Os definitely deliver. So I used this one, which is called Sea Spray. You apply a little bit of water into the tub, and within about 5 minutes you can stir it up, and the liquid that remains will have a lot of the pigment in it, including the shimmer. So it's pretty awesome. So now I'm just using my little mini mister and I gotta say, this one has seen better days. I've had this issue come up before with misters where I don't know what inside of it, what mechanism inside of it is not working, but they stop spraying, or they just, they only spray some of the time. So what I'm going to do is just use this one, pretty similar in color, and it should spray out a little better than the other one. So I like how getting that paint splatter effect that looks really neat and abstract. Makes me think of Jackson Pollock. Just going wild with the color, spraying it, and just having fun. Now I'm going to grab another homemade glimmer mist. This one was also made using Twinkling H2Os. I'm going to give it a good shake so that again, as you can see, the glimmer rests at the bottom, so I want to get that out of there and get it to move through the liquid. Okay, Twinkling H2O that I used for this one is sort of a marigold color, and it's called Mango Freeze. And I got the Twinkling H2Os at Michael's. As you can see, this spray mister is in better shape than that other one, and it just sprays really nicely. It's definitely more of a fine mist than the other one. It doesn't just blob out a bunch of paint. And then for the tips, I'm going to go to one of my favorite colors, purple. And this one was made using Iris Petal Twinkling H2O. You just got to make sure that where you're misting out of is lined up with where you want to mist, otherwise you're going to get it all over the place. Okay, so as you can see, some of the colors are blending in together. I really like this this subtle change between the green and the goldish color. And I will allow that to dry. And I'll just, if you're interested in seeing this part of the tutorial, I can definitely upload a video on this. Basically what I did once this was dry was I sealed it with glossy accents. I just put some blobs on different parts of the butterfly and then spread it evenly over the surface, and it gives it, not only does it really toughen up the cardboard, so you could use this for like an ornament or something where you need it to be sturdy. Not only does it make it stronger, it gives it that really nice sealed shiny effect. So that's it for my tutorial today. I hope you enjoyed it and got something out of it. Please like and rate and comment. And subscribe if you'd like. I plan to be uploading more craft videos. I'm aiming for 1 or 2 a week, if not more. So yeah, really cool way to upcycle some cardboard and make some really neat butterflies. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks so much.